Joining us, my name is John Sweat. I'm the Division Director of General Services. For those that are present, thank y'all for being here. Today, part of our Lunch and Learn safety topics is active shooter, and we have Capitol Police here to present with us. Barring any more technical difficulties, we'll get started. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Captain Shanda Cross-Sigmund. I've been with the agency about 15 years. Part of what I oversee is crime prevention, which entails of doing safety presentations such as this with the help of many of my officers. Today, I have Officer Roach with me, and I'll give him, let him introduce himself. But thank you.
Hello, Officer Steve Roach. Great to be with you all this morning. I've been with Capitol Police since 2016. Prior to that, I was with Petersburg Bureau of Police for about 7 years. So seen a lot, done a lot. So great to be here with you all talking about, unfortunately, it's become a popular topic here recently all over the United States. So what we're going to do is hopefully we have about a 9 or 10 minute video on how to survive an active shooter. It's a little graphic. They're all actors and no real footage or anything like that. So, but there is some blood in it. So if you need to excuse yourself, just do what you have to do. But again, it's no real footage, it's all acting. After that, we'll go over a PowerPoint from Homeland Security. We'll go over some definitions. We'll go over some previous active shooter incidences that happened in the United States past year. We'll go over the 3 things that you need to keep in mind to help prepare yourself physically and mentally to survive an active shooter incident, and forbid you're involved in one. So without further ado, we'll get this going. Hopefully the sound will be working and cooperating.
Should broadcast in the room as well.
Yeah, John, just click on share. Make sure in the share box at the top, the share computer audio is checked. And just click share and then open the PowerPoint.
Let's see.
I do not see that.
That's all. Let's go. Yes, I look out the front window. It's about 6 or 7. Read now, so let's do it.
A morning that began like any other turned tragic today when an employee opened fire on a supervisor and fellow coworkers.
Students, parents, teachers are asking why today, after a bloody rampage plunged this campus into tragedy.
Details are just coming in, but we're being told that a heavily armed gunman opened fire this evening at the mall food court behind me. There's no official word on any casualties yet. One eyewitness reported seeing at least 6 people shot.
Active shooter. A gunman or gunmen killing.
If you cannot escape the location and you can't shelter in place, you may have to defend yourself as a last resort. Almost anything can be turned into an improvised weapon. Look for something that can disrupt the shooter's ability to see, breathe, or control their weapon.
What the hell?
We've tried. I'm sorry. We're going to have to let you go.
Active shooter killings are a tragic, unpredictable reality, and one that is becoming more common. When law enforcement arrives, they are going to be in a heightened state of readiness and awareness, looking for any aggressive movements. So keep your hands visible and follow any commands where the active shooter event has been increasing. your odds of being involved in one are still very slim. But just like fire drills and earthquake preparedness, especially in developing situations, can make all engaging law enforcement, running toward them, reaching for them, even to thank them, could put people at risk. If you do find yourself in the middle of a senseless attack, the why doesn't matter.
Hey, buddy.
Surviving an active shooter.
What matters is surviving.
On average, 20 mass shootings take place in the U.S. every year.
Killers usually choose their victims at random. They look for easy targets. So the harder you are to see or to hit, the safer you are. When an attack starts, if you can find a way out of the location, do so.
Get out.
If you stay calm and think clearly, even in the middle of a life and death event, you improve your chances of making it out. Visualize your movements in advance.
What are we gonna do?
Look at me, look at me. Get us out. Stay behind me. Stay down.
Use cover, something that will stop a bullet, and concealment, something that at least keeps you out of sight.
Attention South LA units, code 3 response needed regarding a 245 DSV 417. Should be at the town center shopping mall. Suspects wearing a face mask, possible body armor.
Use any available means to get out, including emergency exits or windows. Most restaurants and retail locations will also have exits in the back, through kitchens or stock rooms. Even in the best cases, police are minutes, not seconds away. You must take action to protect yourself.
Okay, everybody stay calm. It's probably just a drill.
No, go back, go back.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
If you can help others without putting yourself in unnecessary danger,
It's gonna be okay.
do
It's gonna
so.
be okay. What's your name?
Lori.
Lori? It's gonna be okay.
If you can't move safely to an exit, get to a room or a confined area you can lock down. Then secure the location.
Secure your location.
Oh my God.
There's somebody shooting.
Everybody stay calm. Remember how we train. Everybody get in this corner, away from the windows. Get the emergency bag from my desk. Help her.
Drywall won't stop a bullet, but there are steps to take to stay safe. Lock or barricade the doors, turn off the lights, move away from any windows, and silence your cell phone.
The other door doesn't lock. Move desks or anything, just block it.
A modern emergency bag can include a first aid kit, gloves, emergency plans for the building, and casualty cards to alert first responders to any wounded victims.
Most active shooter situations are over in 10 to 15 minutes.
Attention Lakeway units, code 3 is needed at 245 GSV 417. It's going to be at Alexandria College. Multiple victims down.
Law enforcement's first responsibility when entering an active shooter situation is to stop the suspect, not to render aid to the victims. Medical teams will enter the scene as soon as the suspect is no longer a threat or is confirmed in another location. Silence any cell phones and remain quiet. Do not alert the shooter to your presence.
Sheriff's Department, is there anyone inside?
Red card.
Just hang tight. We'll be back to get you.
Defend yourself.
If you cannot escape the location and you can't shelter in place, you may have to defend yourself as a last resort. Almost anything can be turned into an improvised weapon. Look for something that can disrupt the shooter's ability to see, breathe, or control their weapon. When law enforcement arrives, they are going to be in a heightened state of readiness and awareness, looking for any aggressive movements. So keep your hands visible and follow any commands you are given.
He's a shooter.
What happened? What happened?
Oh, it's just a shooter. I just saw one shooter.
Especially in developing situations, engaging law enforcement, running toward them, reaching for them, even to thank them, could put people at risk.
Surviving an active shooter.
Anybody injured? Two up front.
For more information,
Thank you.
All right, what'd y'all think? Pretty realistic? Yeah. All right, we're gonna have a PowerPoint from Homeland Security. This is a really good site. If you get a chance, go to Homeland Security website. A lot of good information, a lot of good tips. Printouts, pocket guides, stuff like that. Things you can keep on your person or put in your office or a break room and things like that. All right, first of all, important function of we, the police officers, Virginia Division of Capitol Police, to respond to the changing security needs of the Capitol complex and its most valuable resources, which is you all, state employees. National Tactical Officers Association defines an active shooter as one or more subjects who participate in a random or systematic shooting spree, demonstrating their intent to continuously harm others. The overriding objective of an active killer appears to be that of mass murder rather than other criminal conduct. They're not there to intimidate. They're not there to rob you. They're not there to do anything else except one thing, and that's kill. Okay. It also includes anyone who uses any other deadly weapon to systematically or randomly inflict death or serious bodily harm on others over a continuous or extended period of time. Again, active shooters, individual actively engaged in killing or attempting to kill people in a confined populated area. You hear schools, you hear restaurants, you hear malls, food courts, churches, unfortunately. So it's where they think there are the most people that they can get to in one space. Active shooters use firearms and select their victims at random. Active shooter situations are unpredictable and evolve quickly. I mean, you saw in the video, two workers in a warehouse watching another worker and a manager have a verbal altercation. Next thing you know, you hear a gunshot and she's dead. So it can happen just like that, unfortunately. The immediate deployment of law enforcement is required to end the shooting and mitigate harm to victims. This changed. Police response to active shooter kind of changed after Columbine. I don't know if y'all remember the Columbine in 1999. Then there was their policy to police will arrive on scene, but they just held the outer perimeter of the school while those two were inside killing. Now it's changed. Our responsibility is to go straight to the threat, eliminate the threat or stop the threat. So to prevent more killing. Here's a recent example. Happened a couple of years ago in 2012. Although they're typically associated with schools, active shooters have targeted a number of federal and state government buildings during the past several years. This recent one happened just down 95 in Chesterfield. One of our officers was actually involved in it. On June 20, 2012, outside the Center Court Building and Courthouse Road in Chesterfield, a suspect was taken into custody after shots were fired outside the Chesterfield office building near the Chesterfield County Courthouse. Sergeant Special Agent Jamie Cosby, I don't know if y'all know Sergeant Cosby, said that he was at the courthouse to obtain legal paperwork for a family member. He got out of his car and saw people running out of the building. Apparently it was a gentleman lost custody of his kids, so he was there to kill the attorney. I think he got off one round, excuse me. It missed everybody, thankfully, and got lodged in the back of a pillar in the back of the building. He tried to do a second round, but his gun jammed, thankfully. And that's when Sergeant Cosby and Chesterfield PD took him into custody without further incident, thankfully. Chesterfield PD arrived and seen and physically grabbed the weapon off suspect. That's the gentleman who was there. Some other recent incidents past year, I'll put on here just to show you how much carnage and killings can happen in one of these situations. January 21 in 2023 at a dance studio, 11 were killed and 9 were injured. In Nashville, Tennessee, the Covenant School, 6 were killed. In April 10th, Louisville, Kentucky, at a bank, 5 were killed, 8 hurt. Mahogany Dance Studio, I believe that was a birthday party, 4 were killed, 32 were wounded. And in May in Allen, Texas, Alton Mall, 8 were killed, 7 were hurt. And in October at a bowling alley, Just in Time Bar and Grill, 18 were killed, another 13 hurt. So because active shooter situations are over within 10 to 15 minutes before we arrive on scene, individuals must be prepared both mentally and physically to deal with active shooter situation. Luckily, our officers are spread along all over Capitol Square, so we have a lot of officers just up the hill. So hopefully we can get here fast and eliminate any threats. But we want to go over some things that you can remember both physically and mentally to survive an active shooter. 3 things: run, hide, fight. They use a couple other words in the video, but you hear avoid, deny, defend, but they basically all mean the same thing. But run, hide, fight is the most popular 3. So first, run. Main thing you want to do is get out of the situation, leave the area. Getting away from the shooter or shooters is a top priority. Leave your belongings behind, run away. Don't worry about grabbing your laptop, your work bag, your file folder, or anything like that. One thing you can have, we always have in our person or close by, is our cell phone. Grab your cell phone and just get out of the situation, get out of the area. I'll let someone say something, I'm sorry.
Because of the speaker.
Oh, okay. It's safe to do so, warn others nearby. Grab anybody you can, because 9 times out of 10, when you hear something, you're going to stop and be like, what's going on? Did I really hear that? And they're going to be kind of in a state of like pause, like what's going on? Grab them. Hey, come with me. Let's get to this office. Let's get the stairway, out the building, out the exit. This is important. Call 911 when you are safe. When you get to a safe area, then call 911. If you try to pick up the phone and call 911 during the situation, there's going to be a lot going on, a lot of chaos, a lot of noise, screaming, hollering. So you want to get yourself in a safe place, then call 911 and give as many details as possible. If you see the shooter or shooters, start with the head and work your way down to the feet. Male, female, tall, facial hair, scars, marks, clothing. One piece of clothing that's really important to try to notice if you can. What do you think it is? Shoes. I mean, a guy could start out here with a red hoodie. By the time he's stripped the hoodie, he's got a yellow t-shirt on. Change your pants, change a hat. But 9 times out of 10, they're not going to switch shoes. So it's a good thing to notice shoes.
And when you call 911, let them know what building you're working in. So the 911 center knows what jurisdiction, what buildings that Capitol Police has jurisdiction over. So if they know that you're in the Madison building, they will also contact us and let us know. But also another emergency number is 804-786-HELP. That's our emergency line as well. Because you just don't want that delay of, when you call 911 and they're relaying the message. They're going to send our Richmond PD to the location as well. But because we're a lot closer here, we could also respond.
We all hear when we had, I think it was 3, 4 years ago, we had thankfully it turned out to be false, but we had RPD, we had Virginia State, we had VCU, I think we had Henrico, so help has come from all over. Details, if you see any weapons, we're not asking you to say, hey, it's a Glock 43 Gen 4, or something like that. Just say if it's a small gun or it's a long gun. Say it's a small gun, we know we're dealing with a pistol of some type, long gun, either a rifle or a shotgun. So that's very helpful too, to let us know that what we're walking into. So details, as many details as possible. All right, you can't run. You can't run. Next step is hide or deny. Get out of the shooter's view and stay quiet, like the classroom the kids did, up against the wall. Make yourself as hard to see as possible. The shooters know that they're on limited time. So they're not going to waste time at the door, breaking the neck, see if they can find somebody. Their number one objective is to kill as many people as possible in that short amount of time. So make yourself hard to see. Lock and block doors, close blinds, and turn off the lights. I don't know if y'all have little door jams. They're real cheap on Amazon. They work wonders. We have them all over our buildings. Throw a couple in there. They work wonders, door jams. Don't hide in groups. Spread out along the walls like those kids did in the classroom, or hide separately to make it more difficult for the shooter. Okay? Try to communicate with the police silently, such as through text messages or by putting a sign in the exterior window. We have, after the situation is over, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but after the situation is over, some of y'all might think, well, how do I know when it's safe to come out? Y'all familiar with B-Scan, right? B-Scan through email and text, and all of us will have our phones on us, or somebody next to us will. They'll send out a B-Scan, let you know, situation's been resolved, it's safe to come out. So B-Scan is a really good resource to remember to use.
To go a little back, take a look at this room, or those that are virtually in, take a look at the room that you're in. Do you know your exit points from this room? Which doors lead out? What doors are actual closets? What secures and locks and what doesn't? Or where can you hide? I always say, get familiar with your area, your office space, anywhere you go, is think of what if? What if I need to hide? Where would I go in this room? What if I need to lock a door or exit? So just keep that mindful anywhere you go.
See, this room is pretty good because there's no window on the door. You can shut the blinds, but if the store had a window, what wall would you want to try to hide on to make yourself, this one right here?
But that door opens out and there's no lock.
Yeah, you have to just work around stuff you got. Yeah. So we got to run, you got to hide. I can't run. I tried to hide. They're coming to my space. So it's my last option is to fight or defend. Fight as a last resort only when your life is in immediate danger. This is your life. You want to go home to your husband, to your wife, to your kids, to your pets, whatever. So you are fighting for your life. Okay? You might think, well, I've never been in a fight in my life. I don't know what I'm doing. But you'd be surprised what your people are doing when your life is on the line. Attempt to incapacitate the shooter. If you have a group of people, have a plan. Say, all right, if they make entry, go for the weapon hand. While other ones are going for the face, the eyes, the nose, the throat, the groin. You're fighting dirty. This is your life. So this is the time to fight dirty. So act with physical aggression. Throw items at the shooter. Aim for the face area again, eyes or nose. Look around the room. See if there's anything, pencils, pens, staplers, scissors, anything to defend yourself with. Okay? People ask about cubicles. I'm gonna be honest with you, cubicles are a crap sandwich any way you bite it because there's nowhere to go. But again, you're doing your run, your hide to fight. If you're in a cubicle, if you can get out, please get out. If you can't get out, make yourself as small as possible in your cubicle. Arm yourself with anything you can get your hands on. And then you're in your fight mode. So cubicles, are y'all any on cubicles or y'all? Yeah. I have this quote on here because I think it's really good. Anybody know who the author is or a Milne? Yeah. Winnie the Pooh. You're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. You're capable of doing things you might not otherwise think you're capable of doing. So just keep that in mind. Good practices for coping with actual situations. You can be aware of your environment and any possible dangers. When you go into the room, like Captain Hickman said, look for exits. There's a door there, there's a door there, there's a door here. Just keep that in mind. Take note of the two nearest exits in any facility you visit. If you're in an office, stay there, secure the door. If you're in a hallway, please do not stay in a hallway. That is a death zone. Get out of the hallway, get in a room, a bathroom, closet, anything you can. And as a last resort, attempt to take the active shooter down when the shooter is at close range and you cannot flee. Your chance of survival is much greater if you try to incapacitate him or her. Remember the facial area. And then call 911 when it's safe. What kind of details are we giving the operator?
Male, female.
Male, female, gender? Height, okay. Shoes. Shoes.
Weapon.
Weapon. Good. Okay. This is a good one, a color code of mental awareness. It goes with the previous slide about being aware of your surroundings. Green, yellow, orange, and red. Green, let's say I go to a restaurant, I'm totally unaware, totally oblivious to what's going on around you. Don't know where any doors are, exits are, stairwell, stuff like that. You're a potential victim. Yellow, you're situation aware. I go in this room, like, all right, I see a door over there, a stairwell, exit back behind me. Okay, so I know I have some sort of plan if I need to evacuate quick, fast, and in a hurry. You're situation aware in yellow. Orange, you recognize potential threat. You kind of see somebody who's sketchy. So you're in the orange, and then that sketchy person turns into bad situation. You're red, you're in the fight. I like to tell people to please just stay in the yellow, have a yellow state of mind. Just be situational aware. If you go to food court, restaurants, your church, your whatever, know where the exits are, know how to get out quickly if you have to get out. If you're in a restaurant, what's a good place to go to if you have to flee? Kitchen. Why kitchen? Back doors. A lot of weapons in the kitchen. So green, yellow, orange, and red. Try to stay in the yellow. Situationally aware. Again, this site has some really good stuff that you can go over whenever you have time. A lot of stuff you can print out. They have reactions of managers during actual situation. Employees are likely to follow the lead of managers during emergency situation. Be familiar with their EAP. Be prepared to take immediate action. Remain calm. Lock and barricade doors and evacuate when you can. So I don't know if y'all have in your office, y'all in your office, y'all have any windows on your doors. When I was in SRO in Petersburg, I had teachers keep like a dark colored poster board they can throw up over a window real quick. So like I said, shooters or shooter, they're not going to waste time trying to look in the room. Lock, they can't see, they're moving on to something else. So make it difficult as you can to be invisible. Okay. This is just a pamphlet that you can go in there and print out and keep it on in your purse or your wallet or whatever. Just a lot of guides, a lot of good resources. It shows another one. This is a good one that I like to print out and just hand out. So when we come do these things, hand out so y'all can put it in your break room and stuff like that. How to react, they use evacuate, hide out, or take action. The same thing, learn how to fight. Communicating with law enforcement. Law enforcement arrives on scene is very important. Recognizing workplace environments. Workplace violence. You all know your coworkers better than anybody else. You know their mannerisms, their habits. If you see something's off on somebody, go up and say, "Hey, Bob, Tom, I see that. Is everything okay? Everything going on?" If you're not satisfied with what you get, go to a manager. If they're not satisfied, we will come and do a welfare check on them. So if you see something, just like you're in the Capitol Square, you see an unintended bag or a suitcase or something. If you see something, please say something. All right. Another pocket reference guide from Homeland Security site, which you can print out, just basic information. How to respond when law enforcement arrives. We're going to be at like 120% because we're not, especially if we don't have anything that we're going on. We don't have any details, how many shooters, what kind of weapons, what they're wearing. So some things remain calm and follow officers' instructions. If we're coming in this door down here, that's a good way to exit because you know we've cleared that area. Wherever officers come in, that's where you want to go. Okay. Put down any items in your hands, bags, jackets, stuff like that. Raised hands, fingers spread. We need to see empty hands. Keep hands visible at all times. Avoid making quick movements toward officers, such as attempting to hold on to them for safety. Avoid pointing, screaming, or yelling. Don't stop and ask officers for help, direction. If we haven't eliminated the threat, just like the video says, it sounds horrible, but if we get on scene and the threat is still in there, if I have somebody who's bleeding out in front of me, calling for help, I got to step over and go eliminate the threat, stop the threat. Because what happens if we stop and try to help everybody that's hurt? More people are going to die. So it sounds horrible, but I mean, it is what it is.
And once the threat has been eliminated and cleared, we have a second group that will come in to help those that are wounded or to evacuate people out.
Yeah, we'll have EMS RASI on standby when the threat stops. They will come in and tend to the wounded. It's also a good thing. Do y'all have like first aid kits in your offices or cubicles at all? It's a good idea to get a little cheap first aid kit from Amazon. They're real cheap. They're worth their weight in gold. especially this thing right here, tourniquet. This is a simple cat tourniquet, really easy to put on. So I don't know if y'all are able to do any EMS medical training classes. It's a good thing to do. Just like the teacher was tending to her student in the classroom until EMS arrived. So first aid kits, tourniquets are really good to have. This is another pocket guide, coping with active shooter situation. Just a lot of good resources. So when y'all get on a good chance, I strongly suggest y'all go on there on that site and just check it out. Print some things off and just keep on your purse or in your cubicle or in your office or break room. But that's my contact. Another active shooter Officer Peck. Do you have any questions? You can email me, call me. I'll be happy to answer anything I can for you all. But just remember the three things. All right. What's our first option? Run. I can't run. What's my next one? Oh crap! They're in my space. What was my last resort? Fight. How we fight?
Dirty.
No. Fight dirty. Only time we're going to fight dirty. What are we going for?
Eyes.
Eyes. Nose.
Eyes.
Groin.
Yep.
Anything you can. So.
And remember V-Scan, you guys all said you guys are all familiar with it. If you know employees that are not members of V-Scan, please direct them to sign up for it. You could sign up through our website, dcp.virginia.gov. And then, let me see. And then up on the top, you'll see V-Scan right there. You probably see some familiar faces if they scroll through. When you click on V-Scan, it'll take you to another link. And you hit sign up right there. And then with the V-Scan messaging, you'll be able to relay messages back to us as well.
People bring up stairs. Our stairwell is good to hide in. Yes and no. Keep in mind some buildings need card access to access stairs. If somebody goes down, the shooters will have access to a card, and then they have access to a stairwell or elevators. Not saying this building uses that, but other buildings around. So let's keep that in mind, that they can get access to a card and they can go a lot of places where you don't think they should go. So, but everybody had V-Scan? Everybody signed up for V-Scan? Good, okay.
Any questions here in the classroom or virtually?
Darn son.
You have a message, a question. How hard would it be for V-Scan to broadcast a message via the HON? We're already connected to that, the Health Alert Network.
Going to get the V-Scan a lot sooner.
Yep.
We have to, it's an additional step to put it into the HON to get it up. Since they're two systems are completely separate.
They remember what they said about cover and concealment? What's the difference? Concealment just hides you. Cover will essentially stop around a bullet. So again, if you're out like in a shopping area or something and you have to hide behind a vehicle, what's a good place to hide behind a vehicle at? What part of the engine block? Engine block's a good spot. So just remember the difference between cover and concealment. So it's very important.
Any other questions?
Appreciate y'all having us. And if you have any questions, be sure to reach out to us. Thank you.